Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about forehand weight transfer. I'm going to be reviewing some of the 2023 Doha final between Fan Zhendong and Wang Chuqin. I'm going to be talking about what I learned from watching the final and some of the things I was thinking about. We're going to go through some of the training footage of me practicing what I learned during that final, as well as a league match that I played afterwards where I tried to bring it all into practice. Let's get right into the analysis. So as you can see, this video was made about 5 days ago at the time of this recording. Let me go ahead and get it in big screen. And I'm not gonna do like a point-by-point analysis and all that. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about some of the things I was thinking about, and when I see it, I'm gonna try to capture some of the forehands that I saw Wang Chuqin doing that made me have this epiphany. Because in recent time, I've been really feeling like my backhand is extremely comfortable. It feels very strong. I don't ever have an issue with it really, but I've been having some shoulder pain with my forehand. I've been feeling like I've been putting a lot of work in and my forehand's not that strong, whereas on backhand I feel like I can put in little work and still get a strong backhand. So I clearly have known for a while that my forehand's been wrong for some reason, that there's been something I need to fix. And you know, of course, obviously I still need to work on my footwork, I still need to work on tons of other things, but just in terms of like efficiency and ease of access, like I just feel my backhand feels so much easier to use. And so I've been trying to figure out what's like my missing piece there for my forehand. I would say as I was watching this match with Wang Chuqin, I was really just impressed by how well he transfers his torso through all of his forehands. And as I was watching, I just had this massive epiphany like, oh, I don't do that. Like, I absolutely never do that. When I finish my forehands, this is kind of complicated to do from seating, so I don't know how I'm really going to explain this, but when I do my forehands, when I finish, my chest still tends to be pointed towards my dominant side, towards my right side. So Wang Chuqin is left-handed. You can see when he finishes, his chest is finishing towards his non-dominant side, his right side, which means that his chest has gone all the way through to the other side. You'll see when I go later into the training matches. When I'm training, I'll finish like this. And I'll still finish with my body still facing my dominant side. I haven't actually transferred all the way. So there's a ton of really good examples of Wang Chuqin doing this. And I think he made a really good choice to use his forehand as much as he did. Because, you know, Fan Zhendong, he's been world #1 for 5-6 years. This is one of the first times in recent history that I've seen him be dominated this badly. And I think that a big part of that is that Wang Chuqin really just made him forehand. And of course, you know, he's world #1. He has an amazing forehand. But if you're looking at Fan Zhendong, it's very obvious that his backhand is much better than his forehand. You know, it's not Ma Long's forehand. It's not, you know, it's nothing crazy. You know, he just missed that one. So, you know, it's not, you know, if you look at the two, it's pretty clear Wang Chuqin has a better forehand. And I think that a lot of the big mistake that people make with Fan Zhendong is they let him backhand too much. He has the best backhand in the entire world, and he wants to use it. Like, he has one of the best backhands of all time. So, of course, you know, one thing I noticed is Wang Chuqin did a lot of long push in this tournament. He didn't do too much short push, and if he did push short, it was usually to the forehand. If he goes backhand, it's almost always long push, which I think is a really good choice because Fan Zhendong has one of the best backhand flicks in the entire world. And, you know, every single highlight video has some video of Fan Zhendong using his flick to go wide on somebody. And then they have to run and go get it, and then he uses his backhand to go the other way. He's very good at controlling players with his backhand. And I think that by forcing him to use his forehand more, Wang Chuqin put himself in a situation where he could have a lot more dominance. I'm going to start looking for the forehand now so I don't lose it. But another choice that I think Wang Chuqin made that was a really good choice is that he didn't back up super far. Which, when you're playing somebody with a good backhand and they can switch directions so easily, because backhand is so easy to go left, right, left, right, left, right. If you go back too far, they take advantage of you. And you see a lot of the points where Wang Chuqin does back up really far to try to get a good forehand in, he still loses the point because Fan Zhendong just goes the other way. So I think there's a couple of reasons that Wang Chuqin dominated him so badly, but I think mostly it's just he's tired. It's obviously Fan Zhendong's tired. He's been tired for the last couple tournaments. He dropped a couple tournaments ago as well. So the man's just playing tournaments back to back to back for 10 years. He's tired. Also, this is just my personal superstition as like a sports superstition, but ever since he started wearing that headband, you know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle headband, he has not been playing well. I think he started wearing that thing in like June, and he's lost more games from now to then since he had lost in the last 5 years previously, in my opinion. But oh, this is a perfect example. So if we go back right here, you can see, let me see if we get it again. Boom. You can see how a lot of people like to focus on the legs, and I get that because, you know, it's very easy to do that. But what's really, I would say what's really noticeable, I think I missed it. No, yeah, see what's really noticeable here for me on this shot is how well his chest has gone through. You can see right here his chest is turned towards his non-dominant side. Whereas for me, I would tend to keep, I would still have my chest this way at the end of the shot. I wouldn't have already finished all the way through. And you know, of course he did the big lunge with his legs, but you're gonna see in my training session that doing a big lunge with your legs doesn't help if your chest doesn't go. Because the racket has to have the weight transferred. If your weight only transfers at the bottom, that doesn't affect your racket. And I know a lot of beginners love to talk about power from the ground, power from the legs, blah, 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 blah. Yes, those things are all true, but with the prerequisite that your racket will be moving. You get what I'm saying? So you have to transfer your weight with that power from the ground, with that power from the legs. And that's what I've been failing to do in my own game. I haven't had a very strong weight transfer since I switched to shake hand. You guys, for those of you guys who know me, I played pinhold for a little while. When I played pinhold, I had a better forehand than backhand, and now that I've switched, I have a better backhand than forehand. So I'm trying to get to a point where my forehand feels as good as my backhand, and I realized watching this match, I watched this match live, and I realized the first time I saw him, especially Wang Chuqin forehanding the short balls. When he catches the half long and he forehands, you can see his weight transfer so clearly and so accurately, and it was just so obvious to me that I'm not doing that. So I think that being said, there's some really good things to see and of course in every single professional table tennis match, but especially if you're seeing world number 1 get dominated 4-0, you know, there's some good stuff to watch. You know, I really liked how Wang Chuqin did a good job of pushing long to the backhand and then getting back. I really like how he didn't give Fan Zhendong too many chances to flick. Especially flick from the backhand side, because you know he can flick anywhere from anywhere. So you see right there, he pushed him long to the backhand. He does it the whole time and he gets back. It's very smart tactical play. If he pushes long he always pushes short to the forehand and long to the backhand. It's just very smart, and it's definitely, the next time I play somebody who does have a very strong backhand, I'm definitely gonna remember this match. Because I think it's just a very good example of just tactical dominance, you know. And of course, you know, Fan Zhendong's right-handed and Wang Chuqin's left-handed, so Wang Chuqin kind of has an extra advantage here that he does get to forehand into Fan Zhendong's backhand, but it doesn't matter because, you know, Fan Zhendong still has one of the best backhands of all time. There's no, you can't, like, it doesn't matter, you know. It's still, you can't just beat him just by sometimes doing the right thing. It still has to be really good. You know, all that being said, let me see if I've covered everything. Yeah, so that all being said, I'm just gonna try to catch a couple more forehands if I can. We got one more set right here, so hopefully, I know there's one point in this last set that's insane. I remember it's just crazy. Oh yeah, so you can see right here, especially on the finisher, that's really good right there. Let's see if I can slow this down a little bit. Hey! Shh. So right here on the finisher, not this one, this next one right here. So boom, you can see his chest is facing his non-dominant side. And this is what this is a perfect example. This is what I lack in my game and what you're gonna see me working on in a few minutes. You can see he has fully transferred his weight all the way to his non-dominant side, and the weight of his torso, not just the bottom. You know, he didn't finish like this. You get what I'm saying? He twisted all the way. And when I'm seeing these shots in the tournament, I'm realizing so many things about myself. I'm like, oh wow, you know, this is where my shoulder pain is coming from. This is why, oh, this side spin shot was amazing. just amazing. But you know, especially for me, my backhand never gives me pain. I don't feel pain in my wrist. I don't feel pain in my elbow. I don't feel pain in my shoulder. I feel fine. Like my backhand, I can hit as hard as I want and it doesn't hurt. But after a little while, especially after a couple hours of forehanding and stuff, when I forehand, it starts to hurt a little bit. And of course, I don't want to play that way long term. So this is definitely the reason, you know, and coming to this realization, I think it made a big difference for me in my, just in how much I trust my forehand. That was a really good point. I'm gonna go back to that real quick. Yeah, another thing that Wang Chuqin does that's really smart is he plays into the middle, he plays into Fan Zhendong's elbow almost always first. And then he'll go to the others, to the corners. He doesn't go to the corners first because Fan Zhendong will kill you if you give him something easy, he will kill you every time. Like that was 2 shots to the middle. You know what I'm saying? Every single shot to the elbow right there, serve to the middle, and then he again it tries to go to the middle. You know, these things you have to do if you're playing somebody so strong as Fan Zhendong. You got him in the middle again. You cannot trust that he won't absolutely kill you if you go wide. So again, straight to the middle. You see, and then you haven't seen anything short to the backhand, anything where he can flick it easy, nothing like that. It's always kind of half long, always to the middle, again to the middle. He's gotten all 8 points like this with the same tactic. And you know, of course, Fan Zhendong at this point is already down 3 matches, so he's kind of giving up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's still really, really strong tactics. You know, he just got outplayed this time, and I think that we're not gonna. I don't think that this is gonna be the last time that we see Wang Chuqin just absolutely outplay people like this. I mean, he only dropped 1 set to Felix Lebrun. So, I mean, amazing. GG's. Good job, Fan Zhendong. Okay, so I've got about 2 minutes of training footage here. I want to go through a couple things as quickly as I can. I got my little warm-up. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is I want you to notice that when my forehand finishes, that my chest is not facing my left side. Generally, my forehand will finish, and I've only gone to the middle. I haven't actually transferred all the way. I've gone from here to here, and then my forehand takes all that power. What should happen is that all that power should go into my left side, and my shoulder shouldn't be receiving that power. Like, I shouldn't be feeling that in my shoulder. I should be feeling it in my leg. But instead, what I do, and what I did in the past, and what I'm training right now to not do anymore, is go past the middle, and then use my arm, so that my shoulder never receives all that power. And especially these 3 right here in a row, if you want to rewind it and look it, you can tell every single shot, by the time my body gets to the middle, I'm done. And so my shoulder's just eating all that power, and that's where my pain has been coming from. So here I've been making a little bit of improvements. You can see right there, at that time it was ugly, but I really tried to get my shoulder all the way through. And I'm doing the same thing here, but you notice I'm lunging at the ball. So the big lunge isn't necessarily the key. The key is controlling your weight. You don't need to have a giant step. The giant step helps if the ball is short, but that's really about it. You can see there, that last one I really got it. And in this last video, this is the last video before I train, or before my league match. You can tell I really kind of got the hang of it, especially on this one. Boom, you can tell I'm really getting my chest all the way to my non-dominant side. So that's just the main focus of this video, and that's the main focus of this training session. And here comes my match with Russell. Okay, so like I said, like I did earlier, I'm not going to do a whole point-by-point match analysis. I just want to cover a couple of things. For starters, I have a tournament coming up in less than 2 weeks, and so that's why I told Russell at the beginning of this match that I'm going to play him serious, and that this is a serious match, and if he beats me, that I'll post it. Because I wanted to put more pressure on myself, and I wanted to make myself feel more nervous. You know, I've been Russell's coach for a while, so I often just practice stuff on him. You know, like I use my forehand. I'll practice. You know, I don't play him seriously. So every now and then he'll beat me while I'm practicing, and then he's like, "Oh, I beat you," and I'm like, "Okay, but you know, I'm working on my forehand." You know, I think this was a good match for him because I had told him that I was gonna play him seriously, and so he tried really hard. Couple things about Russell. Russell played for a year or 2, maybe, tops. I don't even think 2 years. His first tournament ever, he came out with a rating of 1750. I regularly see him beat 1800s, 1900s. He's a very strong player. It's just I'm the one who trained him, so I know all his shots. That was a good backhand. I know all his shots. I know what's coming when he plays me. So to make it a little bit more juicy, I told him that if he beats me for real, I'll post it on the internet, and I'll give him the street cred I know he wants. Because of that, I got really nervous, and then because I got really nervous, this ended up being one of the closest and most insane games I've ever played in my life, ever. And then it also just ended up being a really good chance for me to practice my new forehand transfer, which I know I told him I wasn't gonna practice, but I'm always practicing. Who cares? So strategy-wise, Russell is pen hold and also a long pips chopper, which is extremely rare. He chops with his reverse side, and it's not like a little push off the bounce. He actually chops. He gets back and chops. So this is a kind of a unique thing. Not only does he have reverse pin hold chop, but he also has one of the strongest forehands that probably in Georgia that I've seen, at least. I mean, obviously not 2700, but for an 1800, he has the strongest 1800 forehand I've ever seen. He's just absolutely cracked on the forehand side. And so a couple things when you're playing Russell. Number one, if he shows that he's about to forehand, you need to get back, which I failed to do because of my nerves, especially here in the second game. You can see right now he's up on me 2-8 because I'm trying to play him off the bounce the whole time because I'm nervous. I'm not moving. That was a really good example of me actually turning through the ball, though. I'm happy about that one. I tried to do it again there. It didn't work out. Yeah, for Russell, another thing about Russell is his serves aren't super strong, so he tends to just do underspin every time, and then like maybe 1 out of every 10, 15 shots he'll do something else. But in general, he just does a pretty solid heavy underspin serve, nothing too long, and then he tries to get you in the rally, which I think if he wants to get to a higher level, he's gonna have to improve his serve. Yeah, you can see the forehand's just strong. He plays very, very strong spin. So even if you do get a hand on it, there's still a chance that you're probably not going to get it on. Oh, that was a good one. Other than that, yeah, I would say my main success here against Russell was just not giving up, doing my best all the way to the end, and not getting in my head about him being a lower level than me and me trying to beat somebody lower. I'm trying to take this seriously like I like for the tournament, and I'm trying to put extra pressure on myself. So I gave these extra stipulations that, okay, I'm gonna post this video no matter what, even if you beat me, and I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna try to use the new techniques I've been using. I'm trying to put as much pressure on myself as possible in this match so that I can perform in the match to come in Birmingham, which I'm gonna be playing at the end of January. So all that being said, yeah, the rest of the match is pretty insane. I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't really have anything else to say. I really appreciate you guys stopping by the channel, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.
That's for you, Truth. Robbery times 3.